Hello everyone, for this review I've got the Hot Toys Star Wars C-3PO. This is a Return of the Jedi branded version, and as we see we have a 40th anniversary logo and Return of the Jedi down at the bottom. It is warning us about batteries and swallowing batteries, and as you can see there is diecast. I have been waiting a long time for this to come out. I think we saw some hints and previews as far back as 2015, but by 2018, when they came out with the Empire Strikes Back version of R2, I figured C3PO would be not far behind, and here it is 2024, and we're just now getting C3PO. Luke was 2015. I think that might have been around the time when we started getting more of the original trilogy stuff. So it's nice to finally be able to complete this. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about this, with this being Return of the Jedi, and I guess it's going to be more sandy deco instead of it being more, I don't know. I don't know how it'd be different from A New Hope, but uh, this will be, you know, completing a collection of original trilogy stuff for me. So I'm pretty excited. The box is pretty standard Hot Toys. Let me get this thing out of the packaging so we can look at it a little bit better. I should say the plastic wrap, because we're not going to take it out just yet. We can see C3PO a little bit better now. This is all pretty standard. This logo is metallic. The Star Wars is metallic and raised. So that's kind of cool. Side, nothing really to talk about. On the back, a lot of information for the people who helped design it. A bunch of warnings. Again, the batteries, small batteries. They don't want you having small children around this. And let's turn back around. This does have a slip cover. Oh, wow. Okay. So the outside was the what used to be the standard Star Wars packaging look. And Hot Toys has, I don't know if they've been doing this for everything, but they've gone with this kind of Kenner inner box, which is wow. This is bringing back some childhood nostalgia for me. The Return of the Jedi is really nice. You got that Kenner style C3PO uh, title here. 40th anniversary. This is raised in metallic. You see C3PO here, and without even getting them out the box yet, the sandy texture they've added doesn't seem to be all that bad. Seems okay so far. On the side, we get this nice Star Wars thing going on. And on the back, this is pretty nice. This photography looks really good. You get to see Salacious Crumb, the alternate head that he comes with. And we get more of what was on the outer sleeve, just kind of in a different format. So far, so good. I'm really hyped about this. So let's get them out the box. All right, so starting to see more stuff here. I want to get this top cover on. He does not have a extra accessory tray. Oh, this is super nice. So he's got a whoops, it just fell out. He's got a lot of this kind of like foam paper protecting him. Let me take his hands out because they are going to fall off next. This Salacious Crumb looks really nice. That's a good paint detail. Get that extra hand out. Get the C-3PO out. Little pillow where Salacious fell out. And you've got a stand. And you've got a display base. And trying to see if this is electronic. There are screw holes, so we're going to take a look at the instructions. I don't think this is supposed to light up though. He does have some extra wrist joints. It's because the batteries are in the instruction manual. That is a new thing. Normally these would be in the tray. They are not doing that now. All right, so let's get this stuff off. So this is more or less like a tape that comes off pretty easy. He does have heft to him. Like you can, it's not like die cast or in the just in the feet. Like this thing feels heavy. Um, Things are always hard to get off the hands. Okay, so put them on the stand just to take advantage for the review, but he can stand on his own. We got little Salacious Crumb over here. So I know this is pretty simple, but uh, the amount of paint and the sculpt is really nice. This does feel like it fits into Hot Toy setup. Maybe they could have done something a little bit better with the eyes, but it looks okay. He comes with these very flat hands. He also comes with two pointing hands that are pretty much identical, just one for one side, one for the other. And then he has a set of holding hands, and they have some interesting positions. It's very atypical position. Like what's up with this little teacup holding position? I've seen a lot of people say they wish that he came with articulated fingers. I kind of do too. Articulated fingers can sometimes be a real pain to deal with. Also, Hot Toys doesn't normally do this sort of stuff with batteries. Maybe they've had some issues over the years because this stuff used to be placed in the tray. I do want to test out the light up feature. And we get a little booklet. Actually, it's more like a poster. Oh, it literally is a poster. It is a Return of the Jedi poster on one side. Um, Basically shows the range of movement. Says, hey, his little prongs can be damaged. Be careful. Shows you how far you should be able to move the arms and the waist. And yeah, that stand doesn't light up. Good to know. So the there is painted dirt on the figure, but it does not. It's not real prominent. It's very light. Like it's all over the place, but it's not too distracting. Like they picked an interesting color that kind of help blends in with the gold. Um, he's not going to have a whole lot of articulation, but you know, Anthony Daniels in the suit did not have a lot of you know ability to move because this is a very purpose built costume. So I don't think this guy needs to be able to do a Spider-Man pose. He should have pretty limited movement. He does all the things that you would expect him to be able to do. So bicep swivel, the appropriate elbow bend. His pistons do move, so that's amazing and awesome. The hands are on that Hot Toys, universal ball joint, so you know what you're gonna get with that. The Take him off the stand for a moment. He's got some decent bend. Well, he's got a bend in the torso, but again, he's not Spider-Man. He doesn't have any extreme pulls in there. The lower legs is really no movement. There's some um there's a tiny bit of movement, but you're not really going to rely on that for anything. Um, oh wow, the knees do bend and they're ratcheted, and the feet are feel like they're on a ball joint, but all of this armature is going to prevent you from doing things. So, you will be able to simulate him walking. So, if you want to put him in a shot doing something like that, you can do it. If you look at C-3PO in the movies and you see him like running, you kind of see him shuffling because the guy can't move in a suit. I mean, this kind of underpants area literally was built like this, so he couldn't really move his upper thighs at all. So from that point of view, this thing has the same articulation as the real thing had on set. I'm fine with it. I didn't really talk about it much, but the head kind of feels like it's on a ball joint. Definitely turns all the way around. It's a little limited, but again, I that's fine for me. Really good detail on these hands. These little pieces that are sticking out where the knuckles are. It's really nice. Okay, so we know he's got the extra face, and we're going to see how this light system works. So the face should just slide forward, come off. You can just put the other face on. There are 4 posts where these go in. You can see the little light. But the next step requires a screwdriver. So luckily, I've got a screwdriver. And I'm gonna go ahead and break these open. Some teeny batteries. And I'm gonna do this off camera because this is going to be extremely difficult trying to do this far away. I think I need to flip these the wrong to the opposite orientation. So when you get yours, make sure you flip it so that the flat side is pointing at the spring. Let's try this thing out the way. Yep. Right away, I was able to flip the switch and see the light come on. Okay. Oh, pieces are so small. Okay, so the light is here, the switch is right under it. I'm not going to flip the switch on and mind you. Oh, this is so cool. Okay. What does it look like on camera? Yeah, that is nice. This is not coming across as magnificent as it is on in real life. I'm gonna zoom in on him. I mean, the eyes are very bright. Good Lord, they are bright. Looking at the viewfinder here, the light is white. In person, it is more yellow, but that is really nice. Now, it'd be really cool if you could leave it on like this forever, but you can't. If we go ahead eventually, I do want to take this normal face off and put the battle damage face, and that looks pretty cool too. And there is some art. Whoa, way up on the camera. There is some articulation. Um, it's just a a swivel hinge on the arms, and same with the feet. So you're not going to get a lot here, but you can, do this sort of thing. We got one of the feet hanging downward, so I think this should be reversed. If I remember the scene correctly, because he's got the eyeball this way. So yeah, seem to work better from the other side. But he's kind of doing something like that looks cool. This will be the only time I ever display it this way, but it's uh it's fun that they did this. Come on, camera. There we go. Yeah, it's got good paint. Okay. So wait, turn it off for now. It doesn't look bad with the lights off. I was kind of worried it would look dead. Kind of like how those yellow part Transformers look without the lights. But he looks fine, especially if you've been collecting like Hasbro, Kenner C-3POs. Um, you're not used to like these bright white colors coming from the eyes, so it's got kind of that toy feel to it without the lights being turned on. Okay, so I'm gonna take him off of the stand. Something's up with my table. Okay, I was gonna say he's not wanting to stand very well. Move this on out. Okay, so because I can, I'll show him with a vintage C-3PO, 12 inch. I mean, it's hard to compare these, but I just want to show these off because, we've come a long way with Star Wars toys, figures. I was a kid when the first Star Wars came out. I had this guy. This is not my original. I picked this up from Dallas Vintage Toys maybe 5 or 6 years ago, but always disliked how his arms were straight because in the movies you see him mostly with his arms forward, probably because of the way the suit was built and the actor just had to, do his best to look dynamic. But, you know, there you go. Hard to compare that with a Hot Toys figure, but it's still kind of fun to kind of look at them and reminisce. Here I have him. Here he is with Hot Toys R2. This was sold as the Empire Strikes Back version. I had him displayed all weird because I wanted to have like various features happening. He's got the arm he's normally using to access data systems. There's the data tape uh, Leah inserts, and then his periscope you see him use pretty often. The height looks pretty good. Close that up. These all use magnets, by the way. Pretty cool system. I don't know if it came out already. I didn't care to keep up with it, but there was a Attack of the Clones version. Oh yeah, it's interesting. He doesn't come with a restraining bolt. It doesn't seem like his chest is magnetic at all. Yeah, all the weight is in his legs. So, hmm, we need to have a restraining bolt in Return of the Jedi. So that's one little nitpick. And then just to take this a step further, we've got a Jedi Luke. This is the Sandstorm version, but I think there's some kind of variation I've got going on with his head. I'm using some parts from the Endor Luke. I can't remember which I'm using. I think it's the face, the head, but that is nice. I mean, with this setup, you can really complete any display you've got. Prequel display, original trilogy display, or pre sequel trilogy. He'll fit in perfectly, and he can definitely put his hand on R2. That's the way you kind of see him posed often in shots when R2's around. So very nice. Couple of things. I've been having some difficulty getting him to stand. The feet are sculpted. I don't know if that's got something to do with it. I don't know if it's the table. It could just be that there's all this die cast in the thighs, but uh, yeah, the lower legs have die cast too. And for some reason, he just got this kind of top heavy. Yeah, his back is die cast. Well, I don't know. Seems like it might be. Oh, the arms are die cast. Yeah, they're cold. The chest is not. So that's one thing. Um, I did not show off the back at all, but there is the back. Yeah, he really does not want to stand up. Well, okay, here we go. Just so you can get some looks at the back. This is really cool look on the back of the knees, like there's wires going down. That's some real attention. And it's nice that they did put ratchets in the knees to make them more stable. The chest, I'm sorry, the stomach, it's rubber. So when you touch it, it's kind of squishy. That's interesting. I like the detail. I know there are people that uh, keep up with how the design changed from movie to movie. Like A New Hope, there's a lot more randomness and unneatness, and in here in Return of the Jedi, it's very neat, very streamlined. My OCD likes the streamline. There will be some people that may say, "Oh, this is looks too clean. It should be a little bit more messy." So that's okay, whatever. But overall, this is a really nice figure. Only nitpick is his ability to stand is a little strange, but he does come with a base, and that solves that easily. And if anything else, I mean, we finally got a Hot Toys C-3PO. I mean, I know we had. Let me take that back. I know we had the Attack of the Clones, but I don't consider that one because it's all, you know, messy looking, and this is classic C-3PO. Actual gold C-3PO. If you are on the fence about this, I say get it. It's a great figure. It does all the things that three C-3PO should be able to do. You've got a great choice of hand accessories. Even though he doesn't come with everything, I'm pretty sure that like the stormtrooper loop in Han, you can use their communicator so you can recreate that scene in the Death Star. Also, even though this is labeled as a Return of the Jedi, the sand that is painted on him is not distracting. I would say you could barely notice it. So you can put him in any kind of scene display and he's going to look perfect and he's going to look the part. And also the proportions, the design, the likeness, so to speak, it is spot on. It does not look weird. It doesn't look off. There aren't any places where it's like, oh, this looks too big, this looks too small. It's really perfect. And even though this thing isn't completely die cast, it's really it's really hard just looking at it, trying to figure out what's plastic and painted and what's die cast and electroplated. So they did a really good job. It's just amazing. Like I know his head is plastic and it looks metallic. It definitely looks metallic. That's a review. You guys tell me what you think. in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching, and tune in for some more videos coming up. Thank you.